Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to do another review. Figured Halloween's coming up. I think it's actually tomorrow, the day of them recording this. So I thought I'd do like another review of another movie in case you're looking for something to watch if you're staying home for Halloween. And this movie is another one that I don't really see a lot of people talking about. It's very interesting and I really like it. It pulls in all these different sort of conspiracy theory kind of things, even though they're not really conspiracy theory. Kind of reminds me of like Woonopolis, and I think I actually talked about this movie a little bit in my review of Woonopolis. And the movie's called Banshee Chapter. And to be honest, I have no idea why it's called Banshee Chapter. I probably should rewatch it and see if I can determine that, or maybe you've seen it and you know, but if you would, post in the comments, because I've never heard of that. Because the movie it's not about a banshee, and I don't really remember anything about chapters or books or anything. But anyway, it's another fun little independent movie. I don't know if it was ever in the theaters. I didn't see it in the theaters. I think I saw it on DVD or Blu-ray or something. Probably came up in my Netflix feed. I'm one of those old school types. I still get DVDs sent to me because really there's a lot of good old movies that are just not on streaming. And probably never will be either. And so if you can't get them on DVD, whether it's through Netflix or through somewhere else, then you probably won't find it. And Netflix streaming sucks, so I usually just get like the DVD sent to me, and that's pretty good. But anyway, I have now found Banshee Chapter on various streaming platforms. I believe it's on Amazon Prime. I believe it's also on Tubi, Tubi. It's another free streaming channel. I get it through my Roku, so I watch it there. But anyway, so Banshee Chapter, a little independent film. It really stars no one that I've ever heard of except for one person. I believe his name is Ted Levine or Ted Levine. He played a Buffalo Bill in Silence of the Lambs. Yes, he was the guy who did that scene, the tummy the tuck scene. So he's in it, and it's really fun because, like I said, it pulls in all these different conspiracy theories, or like I said, the weird side of YouTube. I don't like calling them conspiracy theories because they're not conspiracies or theories, because theories imply like, oh, maybe they're not real, or maybe we're not really sure if they're real, and a lot of the stuff they're talking about we actually know are very true. So let's see, they pull in DMT, so Joe Rogan fans like that. They pull in MK Ultra, again, conspiracy, not a theory. They pull in numbers stations. Again, conspiracy, not a theory. Number stations exist. What else do they pull in? H.P. Lovecraft. He was a real dude. And Hunter S. Thompson. Anything else? So, I mean, yeah, imagine a movie that pulls in number stations and Hunter S. Thompson and DMT. And that gives you an idea of kind of what this movie's about. It starts off with these two guys at someone's house. I'm not really sure where. And one of them has gotten some sort of experimental DMT. And so his friend is going to record him, as he takes the experimental DMT. And, they talk a little bit about where he got it and make some jokes and that sort of thing. And then, he takes it, weird stuff happens, and then it cuts away from him to this woman who learns that her friend disappeared, and it turned out that was her friend. We see weird stuff happen. She doesn't. She just knows that he and his friend, he disappeared, and his friend disappeared, I think a day or two after that. And so she is a journalist for a small little newspaper. I think it's actually an online newspaper, but she starts to investigate like what happened, and so she goes back to the house and finds some stuff and follows up with that, which follows up with that. So it's this cool kind of mystery with this horror element, thrown onto it. And the horror elements are done very well. There's jump scares, obviously, but they also do a good job of, most of it's really just sort of this sort of creepy, what's going on, what's happening, what's that sort of thing. Who's in charge, or is anyone in charge? they intercut all of these sort of like found footage of doctors doing work, showing experiments, and so it kind of gives you an idea that there's something else at play here. This is one of those movies that's really hard for me to tell you much about the plot because I would just ruin it for you. So it's kind of better to just sort of go into it. I will warn you, the ending is a little, it's not bad. It's not horrible. I like the movie enough that I own it on DVD, and I've seen it multiple times, and I've always enjoyed it. I think it's very well written. Coming from a writer's standpoint, I think they did a really good job of having layers of all of these sort of weird things and making them all work. So anyone who is already familiar with the weird side of stuff will like and appreciate this because they pull all this stuff in. And this is something I want to do more with a lot of what I'm writing too, is to pull in these things and make it sort of like a coherent story rather than all these sort of disparate kind of events and people and things like that. But the writing does a really good job of adding those layers. It does a good job of explaining why this young reporter keeps going and keeps searching out for the truth. It's one of the problems with some horror movies is there's always this question of like, why don't they just leave? Why don't they just move? Why don't they just pack up their bags and go home? Why do they just stay home and not get involved? And that's always an element of horror. And it's you can argue, well, if they did that, then there wouldn't be a story. Yeah, that makes sense, but it would be nice to pull it into the story. The reason why the family in Amityville Horror couldn't just move was because they sunk all the money that they had into that house, and they couldn't move. There was no place for them to go. The cars don't work. The killer they want to leave, but the killer ripped out all the distributor caps off the cars or something else like that. Or it's a supernatural thing and it just follows you wherever you go. The people do move and they do leave and they try and get away from it. I think the Insidious was like this, that the assumption was that it was a haunted house, and so they moved houses, and the weird stuff just happened because it turns out it was one of the people that was being haunted. And I think that's on the poster, so I'm not really giving anything away on that one. So Banshee chapter does a good job of explaining why this person just kind of keeps going and keeps searching for this friend, and so I think that it's really well done. It's not a long movie. I think it's like an hour and a half. It's kind of your standard sort of independent film sort of thing. But yeah, definitely check it out. Like I said, I've always liked it. I remember when I first saw it, I knew nothing about it. The poster really doesn't tell you much about what the story would be about. And so I think I just kind of went into it blind, and it was one of those movies that just as I was watching, I was sort of like, wow, this is really great. Why didn't this take off? Why didn't this go anywhere? So yeah, I don't really review movies I don't like. So if you see I reviewed something, it's probably because I liked it. But yeah, I thought the writing was really good. The acting was hit or miss. I think Ted Levine is, of course, a really great actor. And the blonde woman whose name I can't remember, she was also really a great actress. I think she's gone on to be in some other things. I think she's in Supernatural or something. She kind of went on and did like a TV show, so she was not familiar to me when I saw her, but she might be familiar to you if you've watched some other stuff. But yeah, so no, check it out. It'd be a great Halloween movie, especially if you like to follow a lot of the weird side of YouTube or BitChute, depending on which channel you're watching. By the way, I have both. I have a YouTube channel and a BitChute channel. I post to BitChute a little more frequently than I do on YouTube. And I'm also more active on BitChute than I am on YouTube as well. To the point of like I kind of consider myself a BitChooter first that happens to upload some stuff to YouTube as well. I have more subscribers on BitChute. I get more views on BitChute. So yeah, definitely follow me there. The link will be in the description, assuming you're not already watching this on BitChute. I also have a link to all my books. Want to give a special shout out to Saga of the Scout. I have a new cover. I've kind cleaned up the writing a little bit, so I got a new cover on that, and also new writing. I am working on book 2. I was originally calling the title Saga of the Settler. I'm now thinking about calling it Saga of the Survivor. Gives you an idea of the shift in the stories. But the second book will be out early 2021. And also follow me. I'm going to have a special post-election video. I will get more into the mental health side of things for a special video. I did this 4 years ago after the 2016 election, and I feel like I'm going to be talking about a lot of the same things for the 2020 election. So anyway, I will talk to you later. Bye.